Hi there, and welcome back to Parent Chat Videos. I'm so glad you're here. The title in this video is, Does it take a village? Does it really take a village? Think about that. Does it take a village to raise a child? Personally, I have a real issue with this statement. I hear it, it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to raise a child. And I always cringe when I hear that. And the reason that I cringe and the reason that I have an issue with this statement is because not everybody in the village is going to have the same morals, values, goals, and they're not going to all have the same level or the same style or the same approach or the same belief system than you do. So that's why I don't believe that it takes a village to raise a child. Now, a lot of times people refer to this statement as something that was, a very long time ago, like in the 50s or 60s or something, where, the American people who were living the American dream and looking out for other people's, their children, and, they all had the same, I wouldn't say the same, but basically the same set of values. And, probably the crime rate was a lot different too, right? I mean, to trust people probably came a little easier. Yeah, way back, years and years and years and years ago. Well, we live in a different time now where we have to be very careful with how, not only how we raise our children, but who we expose our children to and what their belief system is and how they choose to interact and raise their children. It all has to do with how that's going to impact your children, right? So I don't believe that it takes a village. What I do believe that it takes a safe, caring, loving environment that practices mutual respect for your children and your teens. That's what I think it takes to raise a child. That's my answer to that. Because whatever is happening in the outside world beyond the scope of your household, you don't have control of it. You I guess learn to tolerate certain behaviors, certain actions, and certain beliefs that other people have out of respect for their choices and whatever they decide to do, right, with their lifestyle and how they are choosing to live it. However, in your own household, when you are raising your child or your children, that's your business. You have a right to set the rules, the boundaries, what example that you are providing for your child or your children, right? And to have the some people rely on this statement, it takes a village to raise a child. So they kind of like put the responsibility on people out there in the environment to always do right by their child, where I can tell you right now that that is not going to be the outcome. So I would really suggest that you trust what you are building in your household is really of utmost importance. And when you have to deal with the outside world and other people's opinions and other people's way of doing things, just be polite and oh, thank you for your input. um you know I would take it under advisement. You know, that's what I used to say, because I raised my daughter and I was a single parent. So I automatically got the judgment that I didn't know what I was doing, or that for some reason people just thought that, you know, they could just give me all their unsolicited advice. Why? Because I wasn't married. I wasn't involved with her father. So therefore I needed your input on how I was raising my child. I found that very interesting. So it came to the point where I would just listen. I would listen because I didn't want to be rude, right? And then this is how I would respond. Thank you so much for your information. I would take that under advisement. This is basically what I said. And it worked, because basically I'm telling them, I'm listening to you, I hear you, thank you for your input. I will take that under an advisement, meaning I will consider it, you know. And then of course I would walk away and do what I was already doing, because it was working already. So that's it for this video, because it's really, I just really kind of wanted to give you my take on that whole statement about it takes a village to raise a child. It takes the environment that you set up and the example that you decide to provide your child to raise him or her to the best of your ability. That's what it takes. The people in the village, not everybody is good. Not everybody is going to do right by your child. And there are, you know, negative influences out there in those villages too. So just be very careful with that. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope you found a little bit of use from this video and my message here. It's kind of really, I guess I should say biased. But, I mean, just because a statement is out there doesn't mean everyone has to believe it or live by it. I guess that's really my point here. Thank you once again for being here, and I hope I see you in the next video. Thanks again. Happy parenting. Goodbye.